Hey Taurus, what's up? Today is October 17th as I record this. I actually did a whole reading for you, and then playing it back I realized the audio came out terrible. So I wanted to summarize the messages I got for you and then just draw a few cards on it. So the big message, it started with the Chariot card, so it could have to do with a Cancer or something having to do with forward movement or moving on. The reading mainly spoke about air energy, so it could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or somebody involved that has a lot of trouble in their mind getting over something. There was the Four of Wands reverse, so there was some kind of lack of commitment, lack of marriage, something they expected to go to commitment or marriage or partnership. It didn't get there, and they have trouble letting go or getting over something. There could be no communication from this person. A lot of crying came up as a big energy too. The colors pink and blue came up. It was a lot of pink consistently and then a lot of blue consistency. And it made me think of when you have a kid, like it's a boy or it's a girl. So it might have had to do with someone wanting kids and someone didn't. It could also be like a same-sex partnership if the gender was kind of coming up strongly like that. Or it could just be if the color pink or the color blue is somehow involved in your situation. It could just be confirmation for you. Other than that, it showed that Taurus, that you were in an energy to move on, and in doing so, you would see growth. The other person, however, has a lot of trouble letting go of some kind of thoughts. They showed up as in the Ten of Swords reversed energy twice, so not really being able to let go of something or complete something. It did also show the Three of Wands reversed, so like some kind of a bad decision or just a lot of waiting. And then the Nine of Swords, anxiety. There was a message that maybe they created some kind of anxiety or worry over a bad decision that they made. The Page of Swords came out, so it could have been some kind of communication or news, or it could have had to do with some kind of like internet spying or something like that, seeing something on the internet. But it did show that whatever situation that was about, with like a lot of crying and not much communication recently. Also the number 5, like 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks maybe since this happened. It showed that moving forward into Scorpio season, that the change would be put into forward movement here for you to move on and focus on growth. Whereas the other person, it did show them still struggling to move on. But that's the energy that came up for you, Taurus. So it looks like with Scorpio season coming, it does trigger change. So for you, there is a change that's going to be for the better. You're going to see growth as you let go of something that may have had unfinished business with it, involving another person who gets very stuck in their head, or it could be an air sign, or it could be a Cancer. The other message that came up too is that not seeing eye to eye. There was an image too, it reminded me of like a mother and a daughter, and not seeing eye to eye on things, whereas Taurus, it showed you as seeing things more like in a hopeful view, maybe seeing growth, or seeing things like in a fresh perspective, whereas the other person saw things with worry and anxiety and some kind of like seeing things as like the death or the endings in things. So there was a contrast in how you see things. Even though maybe at one point you saw things similarly, there was a message that now like there's a difference in perspective between you and this other person. And it did show up kind of like as a mother-daughter. It doesn't have to be, but whatever the situation is, there's someone who's very much in their head and they worry about things a lot. And there's something related to that situation where you're going to be moving on and finding closure and looking at seeing growth in your situation, because it showed a lot of stagnancy with this other person in an emotional state, and it didn't involve worry and it involved crying. So take that as it resonates. You know, if that's a little entrance here into your reading, if anything, if it does relate to your situation. But what I want to do now is just do kind of a simple cross reading, because that gave a lot of information for me. I apologize about the audio. I'm not sure what happened. I think sometimes my mic might not be plugged in all the way, but let's just do a cross reading here with one of my favorite decks. So We have the full moon in Aries on the 20th, and then we start Scorpio season. 5-5 did come out in your reading, so that change, you're going to be propelled forward with some kind of a change that's going to bring you closure and growth. And strong Cancer and strong air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So, all right. Let's see, past energy here for Taurus. Past energy for Taurus here. You have the Nine of Wands, and that did come out in the previous reading as well. There's something that, it's been a heavy weight for you. The card that I pulled out during the reading that had the bad audio showed that you're not wanting to bother with it anymore. Like, it kind of took a big toll, and it's like someone not wanting to be bothered. In this deck, it doesn't exactly come off like that, but still the same energy of like a burden, carrying a weight. Having come a long way, carrying a weight. Queen of Wands reversed is the present energy here, so there's something like, again, not wanting to be bothered, because coming in the upright, the Queen of Wands would be ready. And then that would complete it also. You'd have that completion with that fire energy. It could be a fire sign with 2 fire energy cards coming up here. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Magician in your crowning energy. That's fantastic. How about the Challenge? Or undermining. Okay. Judgment. That's great. I'm a Fool after that. Okay, so in general, I see that right now you're trying to focus on creating something that you want, because there's an energy here that whatever is in your past, the situation that has unfinished business, that you're not willing to give to this anymore. You're not ready to do something with this situation. In the future, it's showing up that with that 5 of Cups, that there is some kind of feeling like something was lost, or someone here is going to be focusing more on loss here. There's like an emotional loss, but then you have these 2 cups behind this guy, right? The Judgment coming up under you is definitely a good sign here. So and then the Magician on top, it's like you're actively deciding to focus on giving energy to what you want and what you want to create for yourself, because the situation in the past that had unfinished business is something that you're no longer willing to give to it. It no longer serves you. It doesn't make you feel like it's going to go somewhere. It's not something that you can go with and feel ready to continue with, or ready to move forward with in any way. So it's going to result in someone feeling a loss here. And I'm getting this other person involved because in your previous reading, it showed that you were going to move on and see growth, and that the other person was going to remain stuck, right? Again, crying came up a lot. The 5 of Cups is like crying over a loss. So you might have to, in this catalyst for the change in this situation, you might actually have to tell this person, or make it clear to them that you no longer are ready to do something with them, or you're no longer feeling like passionate about the situation with them. You don't want to give to it anymore. And it's because right now you're focused on creating abundance for yourself, and creating something that's going to serve you, something that you want, and something that's going to, with that Judgment card underneath, something that's going to be fair to you. There was something here maybe that wasn't fair, and it was a big burden to carry. Just to close out the reading here, I'm going to pull some Tower of Opposition cards on some of these placements here. So with that Magician card, what exactly, and with that Judgment, I guess combined Magician and Judgment, what is this that Taurus is going to be focusing on creating for themselves here? What is Taurus focusing on over here? Okay, you have the Hermit card. So there's enlightenment, there's, let's see, there's, 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 there's It could be focusing on your own growth or taking care of yourself. You have the Hierophant reversed and then the Two of Pentacles. So there's some kind of a wanting to learn. There's something that you want to learn from this with the Hermit and the Hierophant reversed, because whatever situation this was here that was a heavy burden, you're trying to look within yourself and see what you can learn from it in order to find better balance with that Two of Pentacles. So this situation did teach you a lesson here. It taught you a lesson about something about yourself, and you're going to enter this period where you're trying to find the lesson that relates to better balance within yourself. And Spirit is saying that it's a good idea to do this, but with that Magician card, like manifesting, there's still like, what is this idea? Like, what is it that is being manifested here? We have the Seven of Wands reversed. And bottom of the deck, we have the Strength. I guess the message here is about manifesting balance and just finding like more power in you. The Strength card here too, she has the infinity symbol over her head, like the Magician card. So there's this idea of manifesting like strength or power. The Strength card also could represent being around someone who wants to be there with you. Whatever situation this is from the past here, maybe the person didn't seem to want to be with you. Maybe there was this burden, and it's like they didn't always want to be there with you. So it's this idea of manifesting something where you, with that Hermit card, it's like wanting to be with yourself, number one, and wanting to look within and see what happened in this situation where you could learn, how can I have more balance? How can I find a situation with more balance? And there's this idea here too of the lesson is like you shouldn't have to constantly be defending yourself. Whatever happened here, there might have been like someone challenging you a lot and you having to stand up for yourself or defend yourself. Maybe challenging the commitment with that Hierophant reversed and the Seven of Wands. It's like you shouldn't always have to defend the commitment or defend wanting to commit to this situation, or when you're with somebody, you shouldn't have to always defend wanting to be with them, because with that Strength card, it's natural. The lion and the girl want to be with each other. The girl has the lion's mouth open and she's got the infinity symbol over her. She's creating this situation, but it's because they're creating it together. They both want to be there. The lion likes her and she likes the lion. So she's created a situation where there's trust and where there's mutual interest. And whatever situation was here, Taurus, that you are closing out, something with the unfinished business, whatever person this was that very stuck in their head, could be fire or air sign or a Cancer. There's movement away from this because you are focused on creating a situation where you're going to be with someone where it's natural. You both want to be with each other and you know you want to be with each other and it feels right. There's not this constant challenging and like having to defend yourself and challenging, do you really want to be here? Do you really want to be with me? Or someone acting like they don't really want to like be there with you. So that's really the main message I'm getting for you here, Taurus, is you're focusing on being in situations where people want to be with you as much as you want to be with them. And it creates more of a growth in your life. There's like a lot more growth. And it does come with having to look within and understand in this situation kind of the dynamic that there was something to be learned from, and it has to do with balance, and it has to do with balance where two people want to be with each other and it just feels right. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope the audio came out better on this reading. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye.